right? If they're educated in nutrition and educated in herbal medicine, they'll go, I've seen these 5 ingredients before. I'm just going to go down to the Whole Foods and get them myself, right? I'll get some green tea, and I'll get some turmeric, and I'll get some ashwagandha, and I'll just mix it myself, and I'll get a benefit, right? Do you think they're going to get a benefit? Not the same, exactly. They are going to get a benefit, right? If somebody runs down to the store and buys some turmeric, they're going to get some curcumin. If they run down and they get some green tea supplements, they're going to get some EGCG, one of the catechins in green tea. If they get some milk thistle, they're going to get some silymarin. And that's going to protect them. These are all known NRF2 activators. So you're going to activate your NRF2. Your body's going to produce some more of these protective enzymes. You're going to get a benefit. And I look at those people and I go, awesome. You're going to get a benefit like this. You're going to get a 1 plus 1 plus 1. That's a 3 times additive benefit. Then if you do milk thistle, then if you do bacopa, you might get 5, right? If you get the right ingredients and they're standardized to the right bioactives, you might get a 5 times benefit, right? Awesome. That's better than the 0 that you're getting right now. But our patents describe an invention, which is the precise blend of these that give not an additive benefit, but a true synergistic benefit. And so the synergistic benefit is somewhere between 10 and 15. We'll usually say about 13, depending on what bioassay that we analyze this in. But a 13 times effect in terms of flipping that NRF2 switch and turning on your body's ability to make those internal and what we call endogenous antioxidants, that's a pretty good place to be. So the person who runs down to the health food store and cobbles together their own 5 times benefit, they're getting something that they weren't getting before. But they're probably spending as much or more as what we sell a bottle of Protandim for, and they're missing out on all that additional benefit, all that additional ability to protect themselves from this world that we live in. Okay, so the way that it works, I'm going to click right through this because I don't think my animation is going to work. Oh, maybe it will work. Okay, good. So here's a cell, right? This is one cell, a cartoon of one cell in your body. And we have about 1 trillion of these. What I'm going to show you here is how the NRF2 pathway works to stimulate that production of those protective enzymes. So you take your Protandim, the ingredients of Protandim are sensed by a cell surface receptor. And that causes what we call a conformational change in a particular enzyme called a kinase. What it's trying to do is get your NRF2 to become active. Right now in this state, your NRF2 is inactive because it's anchored in the cell, in the cytoplasm, by another protein called KEAP1. Once you take the ingredients in Protandim, that kinase causes, you can see this little P on here, that's a phosphorylated NRF2. That means that the KEAP1 can release it now. It can let go of the NRF2. And when that happens, it travels down. Oh, my animation didn't work. It was really cool. This little guy, this NRF2 protein would then slide down and go into the nucleus, attached to a part of the DNA called the antioxidant response element, and that's the signal for all this magic to happen. And that magic is not magic at all, it's science, but it is the signal for your body to produce those antioxidant enzymes, the catalases and the superoxide synthetases and the glutathione peroxidases and a whole bunch of other ones too, that protect your cell, right? Protect you from all of those potentially damaging oxygen molecules. But there's another starburst up here. This other starburst are anti-inflammatory and anti-fibrotic proteins. They're what we sometimes just refer to as housekeeping proteins. They go around and they don't protect you from the damaging guys. That's what your enzymes are doing. But they help clean up cellular debris, right? So there's 2 main theories of cellular aging. One of them is the free radical theory, which is that these reactive oxygen molecules are damaging us, and that damage builds up, and we have a problem. The other one is this accumulation problem, where you get a lot of junk gunking up the cells, and you need to get rid of that. So Protandim's doing this 2-phase effect, right? Because think about it. Is there anybody in here who's younger than 20? None? Okay, there were a couple in the meeting the other night. If you're a 20-year-old, you probably have a pretty low level of cellular damage right now, right? You have a low level of oxidative stress and oxidative damage. If you're an old guy like me, I'm 47. I've got 47 years of accumulated damage. So if I started taking Protandim today, I'd be protected. I'd be protected tomorrow, and the next day, and the next day, and that would be great. But what about the 47 years before I started taking Protandim? I want to get that stuff out of there too. I want to have that housekeeping effect, so that you're, in a sense, getting a metabolic tune-up, a cellular tune-up right down there at that genetic level. That's what Protandim is doing for us. And that's one of the reasons that people experience a benefit from Protandim pretty quickly, right? Not everybody, but lots of people do, because you're getting rid of that cellular debris at the same time that you're protecting yourself from future damage and future accumulation of cellular debris. Okay? Is everyone with me so far?
Yes.
Awesome.